Let me pipe up real quick. There's a kind of silence that doesn't come from peace. It comes from exhaustion. From repetition. From being so unheard, so interrupted, so misread, that you stop raising your voice. Not because you're calm, but because it clearly don't matter. That ain't conversation. That's a hostage situation in a room full of smiles. You ever sit across from somebody and feel your throat close up? Like you gotta translate your truth into something soft and shrink wrapped so they don't get twisted up and call it aggression. Like everywhere got a filter on it just for you to digest it. Let me be clear. If it cost you your voice, it wasn't a conversation. It was a performance. A trap. A negotiation where only one side was allowed to speak freely. And that ain't love. That ain't healing. That ain't anything divine. That's manipulation with seasoning. You know what I learned the hard way? A conversation is supposed to be a bridge, not a battlefield. You shouldn't have to armor up just to speak your mind. You shouldn't need a translator just to express your needs. You shouldn't walk away from a talk feeling like you just survived a trial. But we do, because too many of us were taught that silence is maturity. That swallowing our truth is being the bigger person. That peace means shutting the hell up while everybody else gets their say. Now that's self-erasure. And the scariest part, you get good at it. You start editing yourself in real time like some ghostwriter for someone else's comfort. You start folding your truth so small you can't fit in your back pocket, just in case they can't handle it. Let me say it again. If it cost you your voice, it wasn't a conversation. It was compliance, disguised as communication. Some people don't want to hear you. They want to win. They ain't listening. They're loading, waiting for their turn to shoot back. Their ears ain't open. They're hunting, looking for that one weak word that they can twist. That one slip up they can use to discredit the whole thing. That's not dialogue, that's war. And I don't fight in rooms where I'm the only one bleeding. I used to think I could outlove that. If I just stayed calm, stayed rational, kept explaining, they'd get it. They'd see me. They'd meet me halfway. But some people don't meet you halfway. They just let you come all the way over. They hand you the bill for the bridge you built. It's not communication. That's control. You ever finish a conversation feeling smaller? Not because you got humbled, but because you got erased? That's how you know. Healthy conversation expands you. It's uncomfortable sometimes, yeah, but it should stretch you, not silence you. It should challenge you, not crush you. You should walk away feeling clearer, not more confused. But when you're the only one bending, when your tone is always the problem, but theirs is passion, when your feelings get labeled too sensitive, while theirs just gets framed as just being honest, that ain't no conversation. That's a trapdoor disguised as a living room. That's an ambush. I'm struggling today. You know what else we got to talk about? The rooms we stay in because we used to have a voice there. Some people heard you when you were broken, heard you when your words came out timid, when your truth was soft and easy to step over. But the second you start speaking with clarity, with confidence, with conviction, suddenly you're too much. You've changed. You're different. Yeah, I changed. I grew. I found my tone. I found my spine. And now that I don't flinch when I speak, you're uncomfortable? That's not my fault. Growth shouldn't cost you belonging. But in some circles it does. Because the version of you that they love wasn't you. It was a version they could dominate. You can't stay small just to keep peace. That ain't peace. That's spiritual suffocation. My bad. There's an old school saying that I heard. Whenever you feel the need to water yourself down, then that ain't your garden. You heard me? I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Family, friends, spouse, boss, whatever. If your voice don't fit in the room, unless you fold it into apology, you're in the wrong room. Ain't nobody put breath in your lungs just for you to use it to defend your right to speak. Definitely not for you to keep holding it in to make insecure people feel tall. You're not a child. You don't need permission to speak clearly. To say, hey, that hurt. To say, hey, I agree. To say, hey, I need something different. And if someone can't handle your voice without trying to shrink it and mock it and silence it or flip it back on you, that's not conversation. That's colonization of your spirit. Try again. I packed this too tight. But I can't start over now. This is good. Let's talk about emotional labor. Let's talk about the weight of holding both your truth and their fragility at the same time. You ever try to tell someone how they hurt you, and somehow you ended up apologizing? You ever share your pain and they made it about their intentions? You ever say, hey, that was disrespectful, and they hit you with, oh, you're overreacting? That's emotional gymnastics. That's gaslighting in a hoodie. That's abuse dressed like being real. Listen to me. If you're the only one sweating during the conversation, you're the only one growing. That ain't balance. It's servitude. That's spiritual labor that you didn't consent to. Some of y'all are in whole relationships built on that one-sided labor, where the only way things stay peaceful is if you stay quiet. That's not love, that's survival. You deserve rooms that feel like water, that let you speak freely, that don't make you rehearse your sentences 5 times before you say them, that don't punish you for your tone while ignoring the truth. You deserve to speak without editing your soul, to voice your hurt without begging for understanding, to exist loudly or quietly without fear of being dismissed. So nah, if it cost your voice, it wasn't a conversation. It was you being polite in a place that didn't make room for your fullness. And you can leave that piece. You can walk out mid-sentence. You can say, this isn't working for me, and not explain yourself. Because your voice is divine. Your truth is sacred. And your peace is not up for debate. Try this again. I packed it too tight. They only love the quiet version of you. They don't love you. They love your silence. And you were never made to be mute.